Well, hello there, my most amazing artists. So this week is super exciting because we are going to be making a more winter holiday themed project. We're going to be making a snowman design inspired by the artist Andy Warhol. So you guys might have heard of Andy Warhol, or you might not, but he is a very, very famous artist, another one of my favorites. So Andy Warhol was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 1928, and he is considered the king of pop because he is the founder of the pop art movement, which you guys might have remembered that we talked about when we made our Romero Brito inspired pumpkins because he was a pop artist. But Andy Warhol is probably the most well-known pop artist, and he is considered the founder of the art movement. So he was known for taking very ordinary, everyday objects and making them into works of art. And he would often use repeated images. So one of his most famous designs is of the Campbell soup cans. So he actually made a painting that had 4 different images of the same Campbell soup can in different bright, fun colors. So today we're going to be doing something similar, but we're going to be drawing snowmen. So for this, all you'll need is paper, pencil, permanent marker if you have one, and any sort of markers, crayons, or colored pencils. So let's get started. Hello everyone. So we're going to take our paper. We're just going to fold it in half, hamburger style, like this, making sure to line up the edges. And then running your fingers along to create the crease. Then we're just going to take the bottom and then fold that upward, doing the same thing. Now we're just going to open it up. So we're going to put a snowman drawing in each of the 4 sections. I'm going to draw with the Sharpie, but you can start with the pencil first if you prefer. So we're going to start by drawing one snowman in one little section of our paper. So I'm going to start by drawing a straight line. This will be the base for his hat. So I'm going to draw my straight line a little bit at a diagonal, but it doesn't have to be. You can draw yours straight across if you would like. Then the next step will be to add 2 lines going upward. And then we're just going to draw another line across to close it off to make sort of a rectangle shape. And then snowmen usually have like a little red stripe or ribbon on their hat. So I'm just going to draw another little line just like this. Okay, so now to draw his head. What I'm going to do is start from that bottom line we used for his hat, make kind of like a curved arch shape from one end to the other. So just like this. That'll be the snowman's head. And then to do his body, I'm just going to draw curved lines on each side of his head to look like they're connected. You'll see on one side doing a curved line that meets that folded crease, and doing the same on the other side. So now we're going to give our snowman a little scarf. So on the bottom of his head, in the middle, I'm going to do sort of like a round shape, just like that, like a circle. Then on each side of that circle, I'm going to draw a curved line that will meet to the end of his body. So I'll show you right now. Just like that. Do the same thing on the other side. And then to add the ends of his scarf, I'm just going to draw a line down. And I wanted to draw my line once again a little bit at a diagonal. Like that. Draw another line next to it. And then another line on the other side. So now we're going to draw the little carrot nose for our snowman. So what I'm going to do in the middle of his face, right in the middle, I'm going to draw a V that's on its side. Just like that. And then to close it off, I'm going to do another little round, like half circle or art shape. So now we're going to give him his button, eyes, and mouth. So I'm just going to draw 2 pretty good sized circles for his eyes, just like this. And a second eye, I'm going to kind of have it come from underneath his nose to kind of look like his nose is covering it. Then I'm going to draw some smaller circles, and I'm going to give my snowman a nice big smile. So now our snowman is missing arms, so we're going to give him some branch arms. And to do that, first I'm just going to draw a straight line on both sides of his body, just like that, and do the same thing on the other side. And I decided I wanted them to look a little bit thicker, so I just went over them again with my marker. And then I'm going to draw another little straight line that's coming from the first line we drew to make it appear more like branches. So now I decided I wanted to add some details to my snowman. So I'm going to add a few little lines on his nose to make it look more like a carrot, because carrots have those little lines on them. And then I decided I wanted to add some stripes to his scarf. So now in the remaining 3 sections of your paper, you're just going to draw the exact same thing, doing the exact same steps that we just did to make our snowman. And that's something that Andy Warhol often did, is he would have repeating images or drawings in his artwork. So I'm just going to kind of speed through this next part and you can watch, but I'm just drawing the exact same thing. And I know when trying to recreate the same drawing, it can be hard to get it to look exactly the same. So if they don't all look exactly the same, it's totally fine. It will still look good. Just try your best. Okay, so now the last step with our Sharpie marker, we are going to trace over the folded lines. So you just want to follow along the crease that's in your paper where you folded it, just like that. So for mine, I decided to use markers. We're going to be using 2 colors, green and red. So starting with the red, we're going to color the background of one of our little squares. So what I like to do is outline everything first and then fill it in. Just makes it easier to stay inside the lines. So now in the section next to it, I'm going to take my green marker and I'm going to color the background. Just doing the same thing, outlining everything first, and then so now in this next section, I'm going to color the background green as well. So I'm going to do the colors that are across from each other. So that one will be red, and this one will be green. So I'm just doing the same thing. Color. And then coloring the last section red in the background. So now using a black marker, we're going to color in the eyes, the mouth, and the hats of our snowmen. So I'm coloring in his button eyes and his mouth. And then I decided I wanted to make the bill of my hat a little bit thicker, so I just went over it with my marker and then just colored it in. And now taking an orange marker, I'm just going to color in the carrot nose on each of my snowmen. So now I'm going to take my green and red markers again, and we're going to color in the stripes that are on the snowman's hat. So wherever the background is red, the stripe on the snowman's hat will be green. And when the background's green, the stripe on the snowman's hat will be red. So now we're going to color in the scarf that are on our snowmen. So we're going to be using the red and green. So I'm going to color one stripe red and then color the next one green. Then go back to red and back to green. So just back and forth, alternating between the two colors. We're going to do this on each of the scarves. once you finish coloring in your scarves, voila, you have your very own Andy Warhol inspired snowmen. So I hope that you guys have fun, and I cannot wait to see your awesome creations. Bye, everyone.